Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So it's been reported that NBA teams are getting ready to engage with the Brooklyn Nets again about the idea of trading for Kevin Durant. So before we get into all that, before we start looking at trade rumors and, trade scenarios and ideas, by the way, let me know your best one in the comment section below. I do want to give my thoughts and concerns about Kyrie Irving because I feel like that's kind of the storyline that is leading to all this. And I think it's just important to get my thoughts and opinions out there on my YouTube channel when it comes to Kyrie, okay? So I'm not gonna lie. Last year, from a basketball standpoint, I gave Kyrie Irving a bit of a pass. I didn't necessarily believe in everything that he believed in or anything like that, but I looked at it purely from a basketball standpoint and knowing that I assumed it was going to be a one-season thing. I thought, with everything going on in the world and the madness with COVID and all that stuff, you could see why last year the NBA season was just kind of weird, right? It was just kind of weird. So then once the offseason rolled around, Kevin Durant requested a trade. And the trade ask was ridiculous. Kevin Durant's a great player. At this age, though, you got to be a little wary about the assets you give up for a player that old. Unless you are really confident they are going to take you not just to the next level, but help you win a championship, right? And I was just kind of thinking, KD, I understand your frustration. You are getting up there in age. You want to be in a scenario where you can win championships and, just feel secure about your legacy and everything, right? You don't want somebody outside of yourself to affect your legacy. But I was like, damn, this team has Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons. Hopefully he can return to all-star form. And I was just kind of thinking, all right, KD, I don't think the outside factors are going to affect this upcoming season. Be a little patient with it. See what this team can do. And we're seeing what the team can do. We are seeing just nothing but distractions again from the likes of Kyrie Irving. This time for different reasons, right? Stuff that's not like him standing for something as far as just like, well, I want to get the vaccine or whatever it may be. Like, this is just stuff that he brought upon himself in a way that he didn't need to whatsoever. Now, the reason it rubs me the wrong way is because, I've been bullied my entire life, man. Elementary school, middle school, high school, even to this day, man, there's comments every single day of people dancing on my grave, praying on my downfall. And the one thing that I've always had is basketball. It's always been my safe haven. It's always been the place that I could go, and have that be either turn on an NBA game and watch my Pistons lose by 20 or throw on some NBA 2K, and dominate with the Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard. I used to love doing that, bro. I used to me, NBA players and athletes, they are the modern day superheroes. They are the physically superior just people out there that we look up to and are like, damn, like somebody can jump like that or do this or do that. It's always been my safe place. It's always been a place where it just made me believe. So the things that Kyrie Irving has recently done, it's offended a lot of people. Now, it's one thing to just say something and have like one small group of people or, one or two people, be called sensitive over a topic, which in my opinion, calling somebody sensitive is just not taking really accountability for how your words and actions can affect other people. Like, that's how I hate the word sensitive, man, because who gets to dictate what's sensitive and not sensitive to somebody, right? But it left a lot of people hurt and confused and just, not being able to turn on the basketball and use it the way that I've used it my entire life, right? Like, you want the sports that you love to be the getaway from this crazy world that we live in. So for Kyrie Irving to go out and offend, a large group of people like that, but not only that, but also just, sit there and just like defend it too, it just really is a distraction that I don't blame Kevin Durant for not wanting to be any a part of. Like, everybody has a right to their thoughts and opinions, but with that comes accountability and responsibility and how people are going to view you. That's just how it is, man. So for him to go out and offend so many people and just say things and advertise things like that, I don't know, man. It just rubs me the wrong way, okay? I want a world of love and positivity, and man, there's so many people out there that are different races and religions and just different than maybe how I am. And they are the most important people in my life, man. There's so many people out here that want to be who I am today. And just, I don't know, man, like just want to view people as humans, you know? It's just so frustrating. It's just so frustrating, okay? And this is something that I can't defend Kyrie Irving on in the slightest, right? Like I said, you can say outlier last year with COVID, you know. There's viewpoints where you can just look at it and be like, well, I guess I can like maybe see where they're coming from to some extent, and just know it's an outlier thing. And that could have just been it. You know, this season could have been about basketball, right, man? So I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. And if anybody was, you know, hurt, it's not my job to apologize on behalf of Kyrie Irving, but I just want you to feel loved, man. I just want us all to feel loved and secure in our lives, and it's just really important to me personally, man. It's something that I hate bullying. I hate just people feeling bad about themselves, man. It just sucks. It just really sucks, okay? So, yeah, that's kind of my mindset about that. Let's talk a little bit about Kevin Durant now, okay? So, yes, Kevin Durant, let me go over here so you guys can see NBA teams ready to engage in Kevin Durant trade talks. Yeah, you're still going to get a hell of a player. I don't think the trade package for Kevin Durant, all things considered now, is going to be as ridiculously high as it was in the offseason. I think for one, you know, we've seen like I really think what drove up Kevin Durant's trade value was the Rudy Gobert trade. You know, what was it, like 4 first-round draft picks, and, you know, a ton of pieces to get Rudy Gobert. And we can see that, yeah, he's been fine for the Timberwolves. He's been Rudy Gobert. We can see that it wasn't the end-all, be-all, complete game changer, you know, making the T-Wolves the best team in the NBA that maybe a lot of us thought at the time. You know, we can kind of see, wow, wow, they overpaid for Rudy Gobert a little bit. That doesn't make Rudy Gobert a bad player. It doesn't make him a bad fit. But it was a lot to give up for the impact that he brings to an NBA team, right? And that's kind of how Kevin Durant was being valued, right, man? He was being valued based off of that, and just knowing that, well, KD's a better player than Rudy Gobert, so therefore he should be worth more than that, and you should overpay and give up 10 first-round draft picks, right? So I think the asking price could be a little bit more realistic, you know, this time around, man. So we're going to head over to Fanspo and just kind of check out some scenarios. Right now, the Brooklyn Nets stand at 2-6, which is also, yeah, it's early in the season, man. Like, these standings are whack. Like, yeah, honestly, the Eastern Conference doesn't look too bad. It's not too whack in the Eastern Conference. Like, yeah, the Miami Heat, 76ers, although James Harden injured now, but even that is like, you know, that record isn't because of James Harden being injured. It's like he was playing during those games. But I would say the East looks pretty good. The Western Conference, man, Utah Jazz at number 3, Portland Trailblazers number 2. Yo, shout out to Jeremy Grant for that game winner. It's like, yeah, a lot of things are probably going to end up differently. But yeah, the Nets are 2-6, and we know they're struggling, right? So at that point, what type of trades do we even look at? Yo, let me, there we go. That looks a little bit better. What team could he go to? What team would make that big move for him? I look at the Boston Celtics, and I could maybe see a scenario where you flop Kevin Durant for Jaylen Brown. He's averaging what? 26.6 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Just something a bit different out there, I suppose. You know, you put Kevin Durant at that 4 spot, JT at the 3. All of a sudden, you got that Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart backcourt. Yo, Kevin Durant's averaging what? 33 points himself per game. So, yeah, I think for the long term, you would prefer to have Jaylen Brown. But I think, you know, if the Celtics are just looking to do something different this season, that's maybe a direction to look in, right? So I can see a type of trade like that going down, perhaps. But, you know, I'm not tossing in Jaylen Brown, Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart's firstborn, you know, 17 first-round draft picks. Like, you ain't doing that, man. You ain't doing that for Kevin Durant this time around, right? So that's a team I could see. Chicago Bulls, I don't really know if they necessarily have, like, the assets that the Nets would want. Because it makes you wonder, like, if the Nets would want... Because also, like, Kyrie Irving, too, we don't really know what his future with the team is going to be. Right now, it's talking about he might never play for the Brooklyn Nets again. So at that point, you trade away Kevin Durant, you know, that's your trade piece. I don't know if you trade Kyrie or just cut him from the team or whatnot. But, man, it just leaves this team in a really, really bad place. So, I don't know. Like, I think based off what happens to Kyrie Irving, yet again, is going to affect what happens with Kevin Durant. And just knowing that... you know, maybe they do go on a full-on rebuild. So all of a sudden, yeah, you don't trade Kevin Durant for a package around like Zach LaVine. You know, you trade him for draft picks and try to get those young assets so you can go into a full-on rebuild, right, man? So you got that. What other teams? I mean, the Miami Heat, I think, could definitely be interesting too. Although, once again, you know, unless you're looking to break up the core of Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo or even Tyler Hero, I guess realistically, what's Hero doing this season, man? 18 points, 7 rebounds per game. Damn, rebound that basketball really nicely. You know, it's like maybe, oh, Dwayne Wade? You all trade D-Wade, man? This man's still getting paid? $1.8 million. Yo, shout out to D-Wade, man. Living it up, baby. So yeah, maybe it's something like that. Maybe a Kevin Durant, Tyler Hero type of swap. You know, a young player going to the Brooklyn Nets that is all-star caliber already. Like, there's no, like, what-if factors. And I think that's what the Nets need, is a little bit of stability right now. So I can see a team like the Miami Heat definitely looking to switch things up a little bit. Phoenix Suns sitting at 6-1. That was, like, the big trade partner. You know, DeAndre Ayton can't be traded till, what is it, like January or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, Mikal Bridges averaging 15.6 rebounds on the season. Cam Johnson at 11 points, 4 rebounds, which, from what I remember reading, like, them not wanting to trade Cam Johnson was kind of the big hiccup right there. And, you know, once again, they are sitting at 6-1. The Phoenix Suns are playing amazing basketball. I don't think that's surprising to anybody. So I could see them, it's like maybe they don't want to switch this up yet, right? Like, they're like, oh no, we like the trajectory of the team. We don't want to fix it if it ain't broke. But then again, you know, regular season playoffs, different times. Kevin Durant is the guy you want on your team in the playoffs. Portland Trailblazers staying at 5-2, maybe an opportunity for them to kind of cash in on, you know, some of their assets and guys that are really just playing, you know, maybe to the point that people weren't expecting this season. You know, a lot of people thought the Trailblazers were a borderline play-in team. So, we know Kevin Durant playing with Damian Lillard definitely could be extremely interesting, and the team has more than enough trade assets to get it done. So I can see a Portland Trailblazers, you know, but then again, when you start winning games, it changes your perception of the team, right? Like, I'm sure to start the season, Trailblazers fans were like, yeah, we'll put in a little bit of a trade package. And now they're probably like, there's no way in hell we're trading Shaedon Sharpe. There's no way in hell we're trading on for Nate Simons. Like, that's just not going to happen, right? What other teams here, man? You got the Utah Jazz, Memphis Grizzlies at 5-3. They have a ton of depth on their team. Nuggets, you know, if you're looking maybe do like a Michael Porter thing. The Timberwolves sitting at 4-4. I mean, honestly, like, what would your guys' thoughts be on like a Kevin Durant, Karl-Anthony Towns type of switch? We know they need some height over there on the Brooklyn Nets. Cat's been, you know, a good player this season. I've been liking him at that 4 spot, man. His passing has been amazing. I love him. I love the playmaking. I love just adding on to his skill set and everything like that. But even something like that, at least is different. You know, it's a different type of look. KD would definitely work in the backcourt. I'm sorry, front court with Rudy Gobert. Backcourt probably not so. So maybe the Timberwolves, like, as a few more games go on, maybe they're not where they want to be at. So yeah, you got the Clippers. Although the big issue with them right now is Kawhi Leonard just has been playing basketball. Even the Golden State Warriors, you know, it's like there's a lot of teams that could definitely use Kevin Durant right now to put a little spark in their step, so they don't find themselves in a really, you know, place that they just can't dig themselves out of going forward, right? So you guys let me know in the comment section below. Kevin Durant, where should he be traded to, man? Let me know. I don't know. Out of all the teams, I think the one that makes the most sense is I would really like to see Kevin Durant. I think I would like to see him go to the Miami Heat or Boston Celtics. That one just kind of feels right for me. And, you know, Kevin Durant, what he's trying to do, man. You team up KD with Jason Tatum or Jimmy Butler, you put yourselves in a really good position to win a championship. Right? That's all we got for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out, my friends.